Hey Pisces, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and other strong placements. Welcome Pisces. In my meditation, in fact, since I tried to do your reading from yesterday I had a few interruptions during your reading. It just felt like this could be happening to you. Interruptions in your energy, interruptions in your space, that's causing you to feel a little bit depleted or ungrounded. Because whatever happens in a reading for me is usually an indication of the energy that I'm reading for. I also, the moon wanted to come out. So the Aries full moon could have had a significant impact on you emotionally, mentally, spiritually. There could have been a lot of realizations that have come in for you during this full moon energy. And yeah, I felt like wearing my moon shirt today. So definitely could be some moon energy coming in for you to help you or to help illuminate the things in your space that are draining your energy. I also kept getting the symbology and the message around koi fish. And the first message that comes through with koi is abundance. I felt like there's something symbolic about abundance in your space, that there will be enough, there will be peace. The second message that's coming through is if you've ever managed a koi pond or owned a koi pond, you will know that koi fish are very sensitive. And, overfeeding, or if you don't clean out the pond sufficiently, or if the filter system's not working and the oxygen runs out, they will die very quickly. And they're showing me that image and that saying, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help others. So there's definitely an energy of you feeling drained, Pisces, maybe because you've been helping a lot of people around you or overgiving, and it's affecting your own ability to breathe. You might be feeling a bit suffocated with this energy and just needing to break free from it. Also because, if this is not physically happening in your space, with family or with friends or with work, it could just be your sensitivity to energy, Pisces, because you are highly intuitive. And if there's any imbalance in energy, any imbalance in the general collective, you are going to pick it up like a sponge. Sponge. My ex-husband always used to laugh at how I pronounce that word. I never know what the right way is. So just be mindful of your energy, of protecting your own energy, Pisces, before giving it out. Your energy is not like the ocean. It's not like people just shouldn't have access to come and take from it. And sometimes we consciously have to do that. We consciously have to visualize that we are closed off, that we are not going to allow just anyone to come into our space and take from our energy. And it's sometimes a physical action that we need to take, learning how to say our sacred no and our sacred yes. Even if this means disappointing the people around you, which is something you don't like to do, because what I'm feeling is an energy of needing other people as well. And so your fear sometimes, Pisces, is that if you do not do certain things, or even if you are feeling exhausted, you might lose this connection, or it might damage the relationship, or there's some fear of how the other party might perceive you. All of that has been coming up for all of the signs. It's really about energetic boundaries. It's about spiritual hygiene. It's about realizing that, you, need to look after yourself first and foremost. And it's something we say often, but very rarely do. Unconsciously, we might say that consciously, self-care and all of that, putting yourself first. It's not selfish at all. It is just about tending to your energy reserves. And when you do have enough, when you are topped up, by all means, you can then select who it is that you give your energy to. But just be mindful of when your energy is low, Pisces, who is taking from that. Because that will also give you an indication of people that don't necessarily, care about your boundaries, or are very unaware of what is going on in your life. And that is not fair, especially if they're coming in to take of your energy. So that's what's just comes through in the meditation, Pisces. If that resonated for anyone, I do get specific messages, so if it didn't resonate, don't make it fit. Okay, let's actually see what the cards and Spirit has to say. Spirit, please and thank you for the sign of Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, the general collective energy of Pisces. Please help me channel messages of love, guidance, and light. All negative energy must leave the space now. Thank you, Spirit, for your messages, for your protection. Only love and light and protected messages. All negative energy must leave my space now. For the sign of Pisces. For the immediate future and the immediate present, messages of guidance. Okay, Pisces. I'm going to draw 6 cards and then we'll see what's going on for you. The 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. That's a good energy. It could also be this overgiving, because, and I've never got that with this card before, but this is someone, laying out a dinner table, ready to serve. All of these cups represent emotion, and it's emotion outside of her body. So this could also be you, Pisces, and all the different people, communities, spaces that you are dividing your energy into. It is normally, the message of the 9 of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. It's abundance. And again, here's the abundance, the bounty that I was seeing that came through with the koi fish. It's abundance of everything, Pisces. And they are saying to you that this is at your feet, that this is something that you can bring in, but you also have to rest. You also have to pull back your energy from certain things. You can't be overworking as well, because overworking is an unhealed trauma response, to feeling unworthy sometimes. So be mindful of what's draining your energy. But it is a very positive card to receive, Pisces. Why I'm also sensing a drain in energy is that there is a hearth behind her, but there's no fire in it. And, this drain could be affecting your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is water energy, so emotional leaks and flow and creativity leaks come through when there is an imbalance in the sacral chakra area. But also you need fire energy to create. You need fire energy to transmute and to manifest. And there's nothing, happening here in this hearth behind her. And it's a very big hearth. So it has a huge symbolism in the picture, but you'd expect that there would at least be steam coming out of the spot and that something cooking, behind in the background, and nothing is. You'll also notice that these cups are empty, Pisces. So she's kind of pondering, and this may be the energy that you're in, is pondering, who do I serve this cup to? And that's good. You need to be discerning about who gets your energy, Pisces. So that's what I'm getting from this card. And again, it's not the usual interpretation, but It's what's coming through from Spirit. Let's see, what else? What else for Pisces? The Lovers. Let me just get them the cards. This could be related to a relationship as well, or relationships. Whoa. King of Swords energy, that jumped out. I don't know if you saw that, Pisces, but that literally jumped. Wow. Again, an interruption in your reading. My laptop decided to log itself out. Sorry about that, Pisces, but that's another interruption, and it happened when this King of Swords came flying out. This is a card of Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but you could also be moving towards your own truth. Pisces, I just want to get all the cards before I unpack the whole story. 3 more cards for Pisces, please, and thank you. What else for Pisces? The Queen of Pentacles, card of Capricorn, Earth energy. Could be asking you to ground. Yes, 7 of Wands. That is a little bit of defensive energy, Pisces, or protecting your energy. And balance, exactly, reciprocity. At the bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is usually an apology. It's a small emotional message. It's kind of offering. It always reminds me of Jesus, this card, because of the fish symbolism. It's an innocent healing offering. And that is what you do so effortlessly, Pisces. But if you look at the water around her and how turbulent that is, she's standing in the middle of it, and she is in the calm, because you can hold your energy in that way, Pisces. You are highly intuitive. You are a water sign. You know how to read, how to channel, how to calm your energy. But sometimes you can be oblivious to what's happening around you, and this is very, very turbulent energy, and it feels like you're caught up in a wave of emotion sometimes when you do get involved with so many cups that you don't know who to offer this fish to. And it's a small offering again, so what they're saying is to pull back your energy to page energy. Page energy is childlike energy. You know that kids don't often give of their energy if they're not in the mood, or if they don't feel they have the capability of doing this. And that's what they're saying is important for you, Pisces, is to move back to an innocent childlike energy. Remember your innocence. Protect your inner child and protect your energy, because you need to preserve that for yourself as well, so that it can help you lead to your own abundance. And that is, that fish that I'm seeing. Fill your own cup. So Pisces, we spoke about the 9 of Cups, but here we have the Lovers. So this could be a decision. This could also be a relationship. Card of Gemini. Gemini is a major arcana. Also a card of communication, because Gemini represents communication, ruled by Mercury. Geminis, if you know a Gemini, they are very witty, very intellectual, so it is an intellectual energy. So it does sometimes mean a decision needs to be made. 2 sides of a coin, twin energy, and it is divinely guided. And I did not see this before. I think that's sun energy. But it also feels like full moon energy for me. So something around this full moon on the 6th of October has definitely triggered a different way of thinking for you, Pisces. Very angelically guided. You could be getting spiritual guidance about the next step you need to take in this situation. If it is a relationship, it is something that is a soulmate connection. It's not karmic. It is a soul connection. It is, could be a twin flame connection if that resonates with you. but it is something in your field that is divinely supported and divinely guided. And maybe there's a decision you need to make about this situation. This could be the situation that has been draining your energy. What I have next is truth. So the King of Swords, card of Aquarius, is a king that is very astute and very contained with his emotions. He speaks his truth. He knows how to draw boundaries. And again, since the beginning of this reading, we've been talking about energetic boundaries. He holds his sword up high and with pride. So he's not afraid to confidently stand in his truth and to confidently draw those boundaries, regardless of who is going to accept it or not. It is air energy again, like Gemini. So you've got 2 cards of air energy now, and only 1 water card, 2 earth cards, 1 fire card. So there's definitely something about communication in here for you, Pisces, that maybe it's speaking your truth, is what needs to happen for you to draw those boundaries, to preserve your own emotion. He can come across as cold, but it's not a cold energy. It's just very discerning energy, a very aware energy of, who to let in and who not to let in, and also who to listen to and who not to listen to. So you could have been receiving a lot of unsolicited advice as well, Pisces. Just be discerning about who that's coming from and whether their intent is pure or not. This Gemini card could also represent relationship of any kind, family, friends, colleagues, and romantic. So within your relationships, understanding who it is that has your highest good in mind and not their own intention, not their own, selfish intention when they do give you this advice. Because I do also sense some envy and some unspoken jealousy maybe around your space, Pisces, and that just could be due to your energy and the way you carry yourself. So be discerning about who you are communicating with, who you are receiving communication from. Maybe what you do need is to ground, because a lot of communication, and I've been feeling this lately, they're asking me to share this. My phone literally, with all the WhatsApp groups and people trying to get hold of me for whatever reason, especially when I have no capacity, my phone is just off the hook, that by 10 o'clock in the morning, because of all the voice notes and messages, the battery is already like half eaten. And again, it's pointing to what's happening in your environment. Like my phone battery will often tell me, or my car battery, or my something will happen in my environment or in my home to show me where I'm leaking and where I need to pay more attention. And pay attention to what's happening in your environment, work or home, Pisces, and what that's actually showing you. Because those are messages from God, from Spirit, indicating to you where there is a lack or where there needs to be more attention placed. And again, what I'm hearing is this, because you have been giving so much to everyone else, you could be also neglecting your admin and what needs to happen in your life. So paying licenses or paying the water bill, paying the electricity bill, sorting things out around the house. Be mindful that you don't, again, overextend your energy before you start at home. That saying, charity begins at home, is so, I never understood it in my younger years, but now I understand, like, in order to be able to give to the community, you start internally first, and then that's the energy that you bring to your space. Then you have more energy to give then to the community, because everything within your space is managed and is under control and is stable and isn't chaotic. And that can also deplete your energy, Pisces, if you are overgiving and not mindful of your boundary. The things that are falling apart in the home space or in your immediate space can start to then stress you out, cause anxiety, cause depression. So work through that list. And we've just come out of Virgo season, which is perfect for lists. And now we're in Libra season, which is about balance. So you do need to, if it helps, because you are an intuitive water sign, it might not always be in your nature to ground. And this is exactly, I think, why the Queen of Pentacles has come out, card of Capricorn. Capricorn is all about goals. It's all about vision. It's all about being very practical and logical about how you get to that vision and to that goal. It is list energy because it is earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's grounded energy. She's holding her pentacle. She's holding, abundance from the earth. She's surrounded by that. She's sitting in her throne. She's not moving. She's able to receive through practicality and through working on her own goals. She knows exactly what it is that needs to be done for her to maintain and sustain this pentacle that she's holding. With a faithful dog, next to her as well. Dogs also represent a very homely energy. I do see with the garden flourishing and, the way the throne is maintained and shining, this definitely has something to do with the home environment for some of you, is to invest in your own home space and environment right now. Capricorn is going to be really important. Pisces is going to be really important for you to do. Again, that list energy, make the list. It becomes less overwhelming, as counterintuitive as that is. It becomes less overwhelming when the list isn't in your head, but it's on paper. And the act of just ticking one item off after the other is very liberating. It's very calming as well. And you don't have to do it all at once, but at least then you know how to plan your life around it and what you can give and what you can't give, what you're going to need to invest in financially to fix and what you don't have to invest in. And then that also gives you an indication of how much you are capable of giving, how much you have and how much you need to first sort out for yourself. And then it shows you how much is left in the balance, where you then can give responsibly without depleting your energy. I do, again, the Seven of Wands. These are unseen enemies, but what it is for me and what I've been picking up in the readings is it's energetic attacks, psychic attacks even, and it's not voodoo. It's nothing like that. It doesn't have to be. It can just be an ill intent. It can be a negative thought. It can be people that are envious or jealous. Can be, conflict where you are spoken about, but you don't necessarily know about it. You haven't heard anything, but you can feel it. And because you tend to be psychic, and intuitive, Pisces, you will feel when there are eyes on you or when there's a negative energy, coming towards you from someone. And wand energy is fire energy, which is very spiritual energy. And the flowers for me always represent messages from spirit, those flowers blossoming on his wand that he's holding. And you'll see how many flowers he has on his wand versus what the other ones have. And that is spiritual guidance for you, Pisces. And they will show you who is coming in to deplete your energy and not give back, and who is coming in to reciprocate. So you need to barricade and block out those energies that always come in just to take. And that is, I think, why the last card that came out for you today, Pisces, is the Six of Pentacles energy, which is about an equal give and take. It's about not accepting breadcrumbs. It's about, inheritance. For some of you, this could be an inheritance. But it is about filling your own pocket before you just give out to others. It's about sharing as well. And again, that reciprocal energy. If you are giving in one direction, it's an imbalance. And this is a 6 energy. It means balance. Sixes mean balance. Pentacles usually mean what is in the material world. So it could be financial, it could be, loaning your car to someone, it could be renting out a room. It's anything that is anchored physically in the material world that you can touch, that you can feel, that you can count. So it doesn't only have to be financial. It's also, your time. It's your time as well, Pisces, that they are saying to be aware of who you share it with. So again, the message I really do feel coming through here is making choices in relationships, standing in your truth, drawing your boundaries. And King energy is very evolved energy. So I do understand that it has taken you, a while, Pisces, to get to the point where you are able to say no comfortably. But you are, and that's very good energy to be in, is King of Swords energy. Okay, Pisces, I want to get an oracle message for you before I end this reading, Pisces. And yeah, highly intuitive, Pisces. Your card is the High Priestess energy, and I've been feeling that energy around me a lot lately. It started yesterday evening or even the day before. I was spray painting some of my pots gold because I've been guided to bring in some gold energy, especially around my space and around my healing space. And then randomly or not so randomly, I watch a video that talks, or a meme or reel, I can't even remember what it was, but it talked about gold and Atlantis, and how there were a lot of high priests and priestesses in Atlantis. Oh yes, Atlantis was also an island or water, very much a water energy. In fact, this stone, Larimar, is the stone of Atlantis. This ring that I'm wearing, I was very drawn to it. Walking through the market one day, and I asked the man, what stone is this? And usually I know my crystals, but I didn't recognize this one. And he said it's Larimar. It's a stone of Atlantis. It's a stone for healers. And this stone is not even mined anymore. But Atlantis energy is very much water energy, which is your energy. And the fall of Atlantis, if this resonates for some of you, this might not resonate for all. Listen, the disclaimer, I do get very specific messages, and the energy of Atlantis has been coming up for me really strongly. So I got distracted when I showed you the Larimar stone, but the gold, in Atlantis, they didn't use gold as a currency. They used it as protection. They used gold, and they used, the jewelry, gold jewelry, to balance energy centers. They knew that gold had the ability to transmute negative frequencies, to balance out, your own energy, and to work with the meridians in the body to balance out energy. And that's Atlantis energy. And the fall of Atlantis was because there was an abuse of that energy. That caused an imbalance within the city, and ultimately the demise, and where war then came in, where negative forces, negative energy came in, and it disrupted the balance and eventually led to and look, I'm simplifying it, but if you would like to know more, if that did resonate for you, then check out some of the videos and information on Gaia, the Gaia channel, on Atlantis. I mean, you can even find, information about Atlantis anyway. Google, ChatGPT. Sure, that was a digression. Okay, but an important one, a very important one. So I do feel, again, it's reiterating and it's emphasizing the need for energy balance. Maybe some of you also need to bring gold into your space. And high priestess energy, that is Atlantis energy. That's, the origin of high priestess. And that's your major arcana, Pisces. So you do know, you are very intuitive, you do know. And again, this morning, I had the image of a pomegranate, the most beautiful image of a pomegranate. And usually the high priestess is surrounded by a pomegranate curtain, which is, the veil. They often call it the pomegranate curtain because it is the veil between our world and other worlds, or the spirit world, allowing us to channel and to tap in when needed. And that is your energy, Pisces. So you do have to protect that energy as sacred. Not everyone can have access to it. Okay. For the sign of Pisces, please and thank you. An oracle message of guidance to end off this reading. Thank you. Oh my goodness. High priest energy. So again, I was talking about the high priestess. Apologies. I should have honored the masculine of that as well, which is the high priest. And Spirit is reminding me. Thank you, Spirit. High priest and high priestess, because we need the masculine and the feminine for the balance. Even within ourselves, we need that balance. It's reminding us again, this looks very Egyptian, it's reminding us of ancient times, of our gifts. Your soul knows, or has a lot of knowledge, Pisces, on how to channel your gifts towards abundance. Again, with the eagle energy here, falcon energy, I am feeling, because falcons represent air energy, I do feel like there is a need for communication and drawing boundaries with intent. Intend and create, so that fire energy, manifestation energy, the flow energy is not going to come through unless you set those intentions very clearly out. The list I was talking about, or the goals, or the vision. And also intentionally setting boundaries, Pisces, that's really important for you to do. And again, balancing your masculine and feminine. So masculine is action, and what you've been doing, lately, it seems from the reading, is action, 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 giving, giving, giving. That's a very masculine energy to be in. You also need to be able to receive, Pisces, and that's the feminine energy. Receive and to pause and to rest is feminine energy. So what's missing here is, the feminine side of the high priest. So you do need to balance out your action with rest and with boundaries and with receiving, Pisces. I'm just sensing if there are any other messages that need to come through from this. They're just saying, as above, so below again. So again, there's a symbolism of balance here, Pisces, and also a reminder to pay attention to the guidance that you are receiving, your intuition, your spiritual downloads. Pay attention to this, so that it can help guide you to intend and create. All right, Pisces, I'm sending you so much love. If this resonated with you and you'd like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below. Until next time, Pisces.